Welcome back to another episode of the Seeds of Transformation podcast with Dr. Allma Johnson. Today, we are diving into a world that's fast, unpredictable, and yet full of opportunity. What is it? Cryptocurrency. Whether you've heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum, or just keep hearing the word crypto without really knowing what it means, then this episode is for you. My guest today, Eric White, a seasoned crypto day trader who lives and breathes this market every single day. And here's the big question we're going to ask together. How does day trading really work? Is it any different with cryptocurrency? Well, start simple. Breaking down what cryptocurrency actually is and why it's more than just a buzzword in today's economy. Then we'll talk about the coins, the big players like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the smaller altcoins that sometimes move even faster. From there, Eric will walk us through how he chooses which coins to trade, what tools and charts he uses, and how he handles the risk in such a volatile market. And here's something special for you today. On this episode, we'll be including a live playback of today's Bitcoin price action. That means while we're talking, you'll actually get to hear and see, if you're watching by YouTube, what's happening in real time with the world's most well-known cryptocurrency. It's like pulling up a seat right next to a trader's desk and watching the market move. So whether you're completely new to crypto, curious about what makes these digital coins so powerful, or even thinking about trading yourself, stick with us. By the end of this episode, you'll not only understand crypto on a whole new level, but you'll also have a glimpse of what it feels like to trade live. Let's jump right into today's podcast with Mr. Eric White. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Seeds of Transformation podcast with Dr. Allma Johnson. I have a special guest with me who is going to talk about Bitcoin, crypto, Ethereum, y'all name it. He knows it all. He is one that I trust and one that I follow, y'all, like this. We like this. I follow him on his YouTube page and, of course, in his group on Telegram. Eric, would you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and all the good things?
Eric White. I was born in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and raised in Shelby, North Carolina. I got started investing around 2010 when I actually, my first ever investment was in NVIDIA.
Okay.
And it's a funny story is because the way I got into NVIDIA was really by accident.
Oh,
But
wow.
I think it was divine intervention. It's part of my journey. It was supposed to happen because I just picked the stock just to pick it.
Wow.
And it was at the time, I don't even remember the name. I don't know I think it was Scott Trade. I think Scott Trade was the name of the brokerage at the time. And back then, you couldn't open up a brokerage without putting minimum capital into your account.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, I think back then you had to do like a minimum like $500 or so.
Okay.
You had to get started. And so before we get to that, I had a banker. I would go in regularly to the bank, and one of the tellers would always say, "You should get the stocks. I think you're real good at stocks." And I was like, "I don't want to get no stocks." That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you lose money in the stock market,
Mhm.
so I don't even know why I want to get into that. And so she just kept saying it. So one day I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go set up a brokerage account." And one of the recommendations at the time was NVIDIA.
Mm.
And at that time, the video was like $19 and
Oh,
some change.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And if some of you was watching this podcast, the video has done a stock split, but before the split, it went over 1,000 something dollars.
Yes, yes.
It's grown since. So this was around 2010, 11 area. But So I went in, bought stock, come in, check, it's not doing nothing, just staying with around
Uh-huh.
19. And then it dropped to $17. And then I convinced myself. I said, see, you lose money in this, I
Yeah.
ain't messing with this. And I left it alone.
Right, right.
And then about 3 or 4 years went by. It was around 2015-ish, 16 came back around. I had a friend. Well, let me back up a little bit more before the friend. I moved to Georgia,
Hmm.
and the bankers in Georgia was saying the same thing.
Oh,
You,
wow.
you should get in the stocks. You should get in the stocks. Okay, okay, whatever. So I had a supervisor at the time. She was saying the same thing. She said, I got a friend. She pays all her bills in stocks. We need to get in stocks. We need to get in
Wow.
stocks.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, these are signs. So my friend out of the blue comes. He said, "Hey, you need to check this company out called Advanced Micro Devices, which is
Ooh,
AMD, and it's in the
AMD.
same
Yes.
yeah, it's in the same arena as NVIDIA."
Oh, yeah.
So when I typed it in, once again, it gave similar stocks in the same industry,
Hmm.
and NVIDIA showed up, and I said, "NVIDIA, I thought that."
Yes.
So I said, well, let me go check my Scott trade. And at this time, I forgot my login. So I had to do, reset.
Right.
Finally got in, and each stock was worth $180 each. And remember, I
Wow.
paid 19
Oh,
that
my
day.
gosh.
That was the birth of my investing career right there.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
the true birth of it because I look back and said to myself, had I took it serious and knew what I was doing,
Yes.
I could have made substantial amount of money during that time. And I saw that it worked. And it was by the grace of God that I just happened to
Hmm.
like somewhat forget about it. It was like
Hmm.
a seed being planted.
Yes.
And I was
Yes.
I was I was being protected of that seed of like, hey, I just need you
Yes.
to go on your journey, but I'm gonna bring you back to this moment in time.
Mm.
And when I came back to that moment in time, I was like, wow. So now AMD is at like $2.37.
Yes.
I took some tax returns and I put it into that, and then it went to $25, and then it
Yes.
went to 80.
Woo.
And so that was the start of my journey into investing.
Wow.
And fast forward, I went through penny stocks. I
Hmm.
learned about forex, and then I had a friend named Larry Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, he would. We had a little group chat that we were in, and he just kept talking about Bitcoin. He was like, "Bitcoin is at $500," and then he kept saying, "Bitcoin is at 600." He just kept coming in, and I guess at this time Bitcoin was on a trajectory moving
Hmm.
up. So you remember
Hmm.
this is early 2015, 16ish when the price was around that time. So
Right.
I was like, okay, Larry, what is this Bitcoin you're talking about? And
Hmm.
so he was like, man, it's a new cryptocurrency. Now I heard about it in the earlier years, and I
Hmm.
thought Bitcoin was crazy. I thought it was not a great idea because I was like, why do we need internet of money? I said we
Yes.
already have, you could go on eBay and you can go through PayPal. There's other
Hmm.
things, methods you can use to purchase to go online. So why do we need another form of currency to buy internet goods and services? So I was like,
Right.
that's useless. What's the purpose of it, right? And at the time, people dubbed it as that. It's just the internet of money.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I didn't really understand it, but he kept saying it. So I said, well, let me look into what he's talking about. And immediately I was like, oh, it's at $900. I'm not paying $900 because I'm
Yeah.
thinking one share, because
Right.
we're in the stock world still. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to buy one share. He was like, no, 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 you buy fractions of it. So if you want to put $10 in, you get
Yeah.
$10 worth. You want 20? I said, oh, okay. I was like, but I said, let me look deep. So I saw Ethereum at $8.50. I saw uh, XRP was at
Yes.
point zero zero point
Yes.
zero zero 0.006 of a cent. Um, Litecoin, it's like 80 cents. It was all of them was
All
like
of them.
very, $2 and some change, right? And so my mind as a contrarian, which is someone who goes against the prevailing sentiment of the market, what everybody else follows, I was like, well, XRP and Ethereum, they're not really as big as Bitcoin right now. So let me
Hmm.
invest in those. And sure enough, I got to invest it in. And I remember vividly, it was 2017, December, come around. And I showed my wife one of the accounts with the XRP in it.
Uh-huh.
And it was so large, she thought it was a demo account. So, she didn't really know. She's like, oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
And I
that's
was like,
cute, right?
yeah, I don't think she understands this is real. Like, yeah. And life changing money, but mistakes were made.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, you think it's going to go up forever.
Yeah.
The market's correct. I was able to make some money, but then at the time too, and I tell people too, is that part of your investment journey, your financial health is going to
Hmm.
fluctuate.
Hmm.
So people would say things like, "Well, if I was there, I would have cashed out."
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
but here's the thing you don't understand is that I wasn't in a desperate need of any cashing out at the time.
Hmm.
Like everything was going right in my career. I had money in the bank. Money was flowing in. So money was not something where, oh, I need to just take this. It was almost like it's a icing on the cake. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, just leave it alone. It'll grow, right?
Right, right.
And then throughout this time, you have periods where you're like, I think I do need some cash. I do need to
Hmm.
pull out.
Hmm.
I need to do some things like that. And I think what people don't realize, they think that wealth is just straight line up.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
oscillates. It's all over, and you have to build fortitude, grit throughout the whole entire process. Everybody believes that they have the answers, all
Hmm.
right, but they may not, all right,
Hmm.
and it's okay to not know the answers because with these investments, we don't know what they're going to do
No. Yeah.
at
They
all.
can do whatever they want anytime. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I tell people all the time that investing is a spiritual journey. Okay,
Mm.
anybody say it is a spiritual journey. It's gonna force you to go within any things that you have, any weaknesses. You're gonna have to take care of. You have to lean on your faith because there's gonna be times where you're gonna question yourself and you're like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore.
Hmm.
I want to keep it safe because it's almost like you got to go into the wilderness and you just got to trust the process. And
Okay.
then and
Okay.
then what happens start happening is you start to make some of the same mistakes as when they was pulled out of Egypt, whatever. They made some mistakes and they had to wander. And it's like there was a constant loop. And
Hmm.
some of us we get into a constant loop
Hmm. Hmm.
of staying in the same cycle of self-sabotage. Right. But
Yeah.
it's to show us like just trust the process and let things flow and let go. And the mistakes, I mean, I call them mistakes, but they're really just stepping stones.
Yes. Yes.
We're going into that direction. And so that's how I got into crypto. And then that's how the strategies were starting to be born. It's because of some of the things that I thought that I could have did better.
Right.
But it's a constant evolution. So it's not like I think that I have arrived. The market is
Mm-hmm.
forever changing.
Right.
Technology changes, policies, new regimes come in, presidents. So, you got rumors of wars and all kinds of things happen.
Oh yeah.
It can do that. And I tell people, don't get so caught up in the wealth building process to where you think that you're invincible, then nothing can
Mm.
happen. Because we
Yeah.
see all the time that a war in a country can wipe out wealth overnight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so uh, it just basically staying humble in that pursuit and just saying, okay, how can I get better at each stage?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my little background of how I got to where, like I said, started out of North Carolina, then got into here to
Mm-hmm.
Georgia and
Mm-hmm.
just sort of morphed into this. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Well, I'm looking at the background there. I love the family crest with
Yeah.
your family. That's awesome.
We just
For
made
some
20 years marriage this
Oh,
August.
wonderful. Congratulations. That is
Yep.
awesome. definitely need that support. I'm happy for everything that you're doing there. You're talking about crypto being $500 when you began. When I met you back in 2020 by another friend, Tanika, crypto was
Mhm.
at 10 grand, and I was thinking like you, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But um, following what you say, hopefully we'll have you back again soon, talking about the
Yeah,
white papers and so forth and so
yeah.
on. I've learned a lot from you and on your journey. And of course, yes, staying humble, all of those things. For someone brand new, though, what
Mhm.
exactly, I want to get into what cryptocurrency is and why has it become such a big deal in the financial world today?
So when you hear crypto, a lot of people, it sort of throws them off.
Yes.
Is it secretive? Some people think it's something like cybersecurity wise. It's all over the place, right? And so the reason why it's called crypto for one is because it's called cryptography. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So cryptography basically is like encryptions, but in the financial field, if you will. And so if you look at the internet went from Web one. Web one, basically everything was text based.
Yeah.
Just that's it. All right. And then Web two, you were able to see a little bit of graphics on your computer. You had a little bit of graphics that showed up, and then Web three with the video embedding. So what we're doing right now is Web three.
Three.
All right. And so and then the evolution of that as well too is going to be your immersive technology such as
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
augmented reality and things like that. But also in the Web three arena is the blockchain technology. And
Yes,
so
yes.
blockchain is built on top of the internet. So it's not like it's some new internet. It's just an upgrade of what the internet can do. And the blockchain was created in part because of the 2008 financial crisis,
Okay, okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so why do we bring that up? Well, in the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of the mortgages, a lot of
Yeah.
bad loans was put out into the market. A lot of them defaulted, and it caused a ripple effect. And if we go back to the Great Depression, over leverage was one of the reasons why we had a Great Depression. Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people was stocks was going sky high. People was
Yep.
using margin, meaning that they was borrowing money to go and invest in these risky stocks. And then when it hit a point where there was no more buying pressure coming in, and then as a cascade of sell orders come through, and then margins being called and people not having enough to pay back their loans, it just
Mm-hmm.
had a cascade effect throughout the world. All right, and for the most part, the reason why we haven't had a Great Depression since a Great Depression is nothing but a severe recession. That's
Okay.
all it
Yeah.
really is. But the reason why we haven't had it is because the Feds at the time they could have saved the market, but at that time they believed in free market. It's like, well, let the markets do what they do. As a
Okay.
government, we're not going to come in and save it. So that's why we have safeguards now where the government comes in and save. If you're ever familiar with the stock market, if it drops a certain percent
Mm-hmm.
within a few hours, they got a kill safe button like, all right, suspend all activity.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
reset at a later time. Then you got bailouts. All right, you got
Mm-hmm.
bailouts that happen, right? Well, they learned from the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done the same thing then, but they acted too late. So that's like never again will we allow this to happen. So well, most people think that a Great Depression can happen again. Not so. And here's the proof.
Uh-huh.
Remember when we had the pandemic, we
Mm-hmm.
had that drastic drop off. Who came in and saved the day? The
Yes.
feds. They pumped what? Trillions into the market to
Yes.
give us the V-shaped recovery. That is what we're saying is that if they would allow what happened in the Great Depression,
Mm-hmm.
2020 could have been that.
Oh yeah, easily.
2008 could have been that. And then we had a little mini run like that in 2015. 15
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit of volatility in the market as well, too. But to say all that, bring it all together, Blockchain was created to combat that. We
Yes.
have a
Okay.
problem with creating money out of thin air and artificially pump it into the market
Mhm.
where it creates a balloon and it causes a ripple effect. And so
Okay.
they needed blockchain allows for you to have transparency and say, okay, there's only a finite amount of
Mhm.
Bitcoin that's going to be created. Nothing's going to be created out of thin air. It's going to be recorded in blocks like a chain
Mhm.
that can't
Mhm.
be broken. And once it's recorded, it's recorded. Well, a fiat system don't have anything like that.
Okay.
There, you can just I can just create however much I want and just keep printing to the deficit of debt just keeps rising. And
Mhm.
so we've been printing our way out of trying to get out of debt, and it's not
Yes.
working.
It's not working. Yeah.
So Bitcoin was created to address that using mathematical models of computation computers that's being in agreement all over the world that your Dr. Johnson's transaction is
Mhm.
legit, it's good to go, it's sealed, nobody can take that away.
Yep. Mhm.
Versus if we was in fiat, if we got a great relationship like with a bank with a bank, I can create billions out of thin air and give it to you and let you go build all the infrastructure that you want. But
Right.
who's accountable for that?
Mhm.
Where's the integrity? Where's the transparency with that? And every year we're missing billions and billions in funding, and this is just from the federal government that's not
Mhm.
accounted for. That's an oversight issue. And so Bitcoin, through either a one person or a group of computer coders,
Mhm.
Satoshi Nakamoto, they
Yes.
call it. Some people think it's just a group,
Mhm.
but they wanted to provide a more transparent peer-to-peer controlled by the people, by the network, and not one centralized government or
Mhm.
bank.
Mhm.
And so that's how Bitcoin came about.
Okay.
And most people, once again, I thought internet of money. You just want to do this and that. No, 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 no. It was a revolution of the a direct response to
Uh-huh.
that
Mhm.
2008 crisis. And like, no, we can't allow this to happen. We need to create something that's a little bit more sustainable,
Mhm.
uh, and that can grow based off the network. And
Okay.
so to help people understand, yes, you can invest in Bitcoin, but you're more importantly investing in a network.
Okay. Okay.
So when it comes to crypto, it's not more so about, oh, I'm investing in this individual project.
Mhm.
You're actually investing in that project's network. All right.
Network. Okay.
Yeah. And to help people understand how Bitcoin or crypto works, think of Chuck E. Cheese. When you go into Chuck E. Cheese, you
Okay.
have your fiat dollars. You go
Yes.
up to the counter or you go into the machine and you say, I want to buy, if you got $50 worth of fiat, but you can buy, I don't know, 300 tokens worth,
Mhm.
right? So you have your tokens and you spend your tokens inside of Chuck E. Cheese and then
Mhm.
you can redeem it and then you can get, you know, stuffed animals, a little
Yeah.
whatever they
Yeah.
have in there. That's called an ecosystem.
Okay.
All right. And so when you invest in crypto, the network is the ecosystem
Mhm.
designed that those tokens and those currencies are used in that ecosystem for you to interact. The more me and you
Yes.
interact with a native crypto in its ecosystem, the more valuable it comes.
Mhm. Mhm.
At the same time, you have to do what? You have to take your fiat and you have to buy into it, and then you can interact. And that's why you'll start seeing on certain crypto projects that say if you pay in ADA, which is Cardano, if you pay in XRP, you get discounts on products,
Products.
services.
Okay.
That's
Mhm.
the ecosystem effect. Same as you was going to Chuck E. Cheese. They want you to interact with their native token, which is their little
Okay.
coins, in their ecosystem. That's what they want. And then so over time, you're going to see more communities of self sustaining communities like that because now this is the evolution of what money is.
Mhm.
And yeah, so you're gonna start seeing that. So
Okay.
that in a nutshell is basically what crypto is and what blockchain is,
Okay. Okay.
and like I said, it's a disruptive technology,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also the evolution of what the new form of what money is thought to be.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not too many people may understand the term fiat. Would you just
Mhm.
briefly go into fiat money?
Right. So with fiat, I mean it's from Latin too, for
Hmm.
a Latin term. I have to go ahead and look at the definition for what it
Okay.
really is, but fiat is basically money that's not backed by gold.
Yes, yes.
So when it was on the gold standard, it was not called fiat. But the minute that we came off of the gold standard, then
Hmm.
it became the fiat money, which is not backed. It's just backed by the full belief in your government, and
Right.
in our case, or the military, however we want to put it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where that fiat has come from. And before then, like I said, we was on the gold standard. Everything was a 1-to-1, and your dollars
Hmm.
were nothing but certificates.
Right.
But in the older days, what was starting to happen is that those who held on to the
Hmm.
gold, which we call the goldsmiths, they started noticing that every time they gave a certificate out, people will start doing business with
Hmm.
the certificates and not coming to claim the gold. So
Hmm.
the goldsmiths started getting smart and say, well, what if I just create artificial certificates and I use it myself to go out into the market? And
Yep.
then people started seeing like that goldsmith's getting very wealthy. Like, what is he
Uh-huh.
doing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so other wealthy people come and like, hey, let us in on your secret. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Oh, well, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, this is genius. Well, let us put our gold in with the people who put their gold in, so we have
Hmm.
bigger reserve, and that's the birth of your banks. That's how
Okay.
banks were born
Yeah.
back in the day. And then, but there was a bank run.
Hmm.
Something happened bad in the land, people wanted their gold.
Yes.
Well, you could give out some, but remember, you artificially inflated, and it was supposed to be a
Hmm.
1-to-1. And
Hmm.
so when they came to ask for their gold, you didn't have it.
They didn't have it. Right.
And this became a problem until government said, I like the idea, we just need to regulate it.
Yes.
And so that's how our fiat system and everything uh, came about, and our money supply. And so that's where we are today.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And I believe if I'm I'll link that in the show notes. I think that was back in the Nixon days. I can't remember exactly when.
It was
Yeah.
Nixon. He took
Yeah.
us off the gold standard. Yep.
Right, right, back then. So we hear a lot about Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Mhm.
Are the names most people know? They're most common,
Right.
but there are thousands of other coins.
Right.
Can you explain the differences? Yes, no, not all of them, y'all.
Right.
But can you explain the differences between the major coins and some of the smaller alt coins that people may hear about also?
Yeah. So here's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Every project is not a coin.
Okay.
Every project. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's say XRP, they are coins,
Mm-hmm.
which means they have their own blockchain network,
Okay. Okay.
right? Uh, Ethereum was created to create what they call smart contracts.
Okay.
They were able to upgrade the blockchain and make it programmable. So it's a whole different thing, all right? And then you got HBAR, which is a Hedera hash graph.
Okay.
They're their own crypto, but they use a different technology. They don't even use blockchain. They
Mm.
use what they call hash graph technology, which is
Mm-hmm.
another what we call distributive ledger, which means it does the same thing of recording the transactions. It's just done. So basically, it's another form of cryptographic technology.
Okay.
Right? But everybody thinks that everything is a crypto coin.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
So now let's go to like Dogecoin. the little dog you see.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a token
Okay.
because it comes under the Bitcoin's blockchain. So
Okay. Okay.
think of a mother and then the children that come underneath.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So like with Ethereum, I believe Sheep Inu, the little Sheep Inu
Yeah.
dog, it comes under Ethereum. So Sheep Inu is actually a token and not a coin.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So the father of it, or the parent, they are the coins, which means
Okay.
they have their own native. Tron, they're their own blockchain. All right. So the Solana is their own. So they are coins, but you could go and you can look underneath.
Mm-hmm.
You would have what they call tokens. So I want to say ZBET,
Mm-hmm.
Natick, some of those type coins are under Solana or
Okay. Yeah.
tokens. So they're tokens. So some people can say they're interchangeable,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a fundamental difference between. So remember we talked about the ecosystem when it comes to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
So I want you to think of Chuck E. Cheese as the actual uh, coin, and then all the games
Mm-hmm.
are tokens in there.
Yes.
So some people interact more with certain games that they like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, but it's still within the same ecosystem. And like I said, one game can be more popular where more people spend more money on one game than others.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I want you to be able to look and say, oh, okay, so if I go play, I don't know, a basketball game, that basketball game, let's say the name of the basketball game was
Mm-hmm.
shoot and run. Um, so there'd be shoot and run token.
Mm-hmm.
That it'd be their own token, got their own ecosystem, what they do as well too. So that's basically the big difference between a coin and a token.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah.
now they both can have the same functionalities of how they rise in value,
Mm-hmm.
decrease in value, having supply, having the a mission. You got a team of developers to do
Okay.
everything. It's just that they built that token under the technology of that particular blockchain.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now you've broken that down. Thank you for that. When it comes to trading, when I first began with you, that was the first time that I learned. I thought you had to have all these different things to trade,
Mhm.
and you broke
Right,
it
right,
down so simply. A chart is a chart is a chart.
right,
All day long, it's going to be a chart. I don't care
right.
what coin, I don't care what stock, what
Mhm.
ETF, whatever, what you look at, it's still going to be a chart. When it comes to trading, how do you decide which coins are worth paying attention to each day? And feel free to talk about however you choose to talk about it, you know.
Yeah. So to help people too is so trading and investing are two different things. So
Okay.
I do both.
Hmm.
I recommend anybody on here, and it's not financial advice, but
Right.
investing to me is probably the most powerful for the average person because of time, people working. Uh, Trading could be a little bit more riskier
Uh-huh.
because you're putting on capital in that moment. And investing allows you to try to focus a little bit more heavily on the fundamentals and the
Hmm.
long term approach of a particular asset. When it comes to trading, we're looking more so on the like you said, the chart, the technical analysis of
Hmm.
supply and demand of how this is going to move, and it's going to move in our favor within a allotted time.
Hmm.
So you can do both in tandem, but I recommend starting out with investing first and then learning how to trade. But
Okay.
so for me with trading, when I first started out, I was still all over the place to think you got to trade everything that shows up.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that was me.
the better you get, you learn how to hone in on what we call liquidity. So
Okay.
liquidity is the biggest thing that you want when it comes to trading. Meaning
Okay.
liquidity means how easy can you get in and out of an asset or a market.
Okay.
All right. So real estate by tradition is not really liquid because you can put a house up for sale and it can be there for months,
Okay. Okay.
sometimes even years, depends on your location. Right. So that means that the real estate market is illiquid, but however, through the tokenization of blockchain, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to unlock liquidity because now it's going to give people access to buy it that traditionally wouldn't have access to. So it's unlocking liquidity. But with trading, it's all about we look at volume. So
Okay.
Bitcoin does a so in fact I can start sharing my screen.
Okay. Okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go right ahead. It's chart time, y'all. I love chart time.
Y'all
Okay.
see my chart?
Yes.
All right, but first let's go look at okay, we're over here at Bitcoin
Okay. Now, can you?
and
Okay. So this is okay. This is Coin Market or
yep, yep, just so this is the crypto market.
CoinMarketCap.com. I'll
Yep.
link this in there too. Okay.
All right. So this gives all the top coins
Mm-hmm.
based off the market cap. Of course, number one is going to be Bitcoin.
Yes.
But I want you to look at the volume. So over here is the volume. So this is going over how much cryptocurrency was traded in the last
Mm-hmm.
24 hours. And this is $25 billion
Oh wow. Yeah.
worth, right? So when we see this type, anything in the billions is pretty good. And anything probably in the 500 million and on up, that's pretty good. So this means this liquidity, meaning there's a lot of participants that are buying
Mm-hmm.
and selling. And so if I want to trade this, I can get in and out of it.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
now let's see if we can if I click this, let's see if we can. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go down, and it's going to be a lot of pages. Let's go down to like page 96,
Yes.
maybe.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Now, this thing called Merlin Chain. Don't even know who they are, what they're doing,
Yeah.
and the price is 114,000. I don't know what this is. I
Yes.
would never trade this.
Okay.
However, look at the volume.
Mm-hmm.
$27,807 the last 24 hours. That's the illiquid. It means you're subject to you can buy it, but when it's ready to sell, you're not going to be able to get out of it.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
so I want you guys to understand what liquidity is. It's almost like you need for every buyer you need a seller. All right. For every seller you need a buyer.
Right.
Vice versa. It's a zero sum game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with 27,807, it may be easy for you to get in and buy this thing up. But let's say, for instance, this thing runs. Let's see if I can find a big gainer on here
Mm-hmm.
where it looks like it did real good, but you're going to see, like right here, this one grew 41% in the
Yeah.
last 7 days,
Mm-hmm.
but the market cap is $30,767.
Yeah.
It's not much. And then it's not reporting the volume. So
Mm-hmm.
this is shaky. This is not
Yeah.
good. This could be easily manipulated. So we want to stay away from these. You see, these are not good. All right. So that's the number one thing as a trader is like we definitely want to stay away from things that don't have um, true. Let's go back to volume. So I just reset it back. So you see how we got healthy volume all the way.
Yes.
These are billions of dollars. Even right here, 193 million. That's still good too. I said
Mm-hmm.
500 million, but anything probably in 100 million and on up is decent that you can get in and get out and
Yeah.
get filled for the most part. All right.
Okay.
Uh, so that's one thing of identifying, and then choosing your crypto project, or if you're doing stocks, you people think that they have to. First of all, they think they got to sit at a computer all day.
Yeah. No, you don't.
You don't have to do that. You don't have
Yeah.
to do that at all. You can set your levels. You can see. The computer can execute for you. You know, we have what we call limit orders or whatnot. Uh, there's a lot of times. So let's say for a week total, for being honest, maybe 30 minutes total.
Right.
Like
Okay.
looking at something because you know once you get good, you see your play. If it's
Oh yeah.
there, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, just keep it moving. It's like nothing I can do about it. So let's just say, for instance, right now I'm on a Bitcoin chart,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I believe in I'm a Fibonacci trader, so it's a strategy I use. I look for impulses, and this is the last major impulse right here.
Okay.
So if I was up trading this earlier, I'm using my fibs, and I got one rule with this is that as soon as price crossed 11.8%, which you can't see it, let me pull it over. Let me just pull it down here so you can see what I'm saying. All right, this is one of my strategies. All right, once price crossed 11.8, I enter the trade, put my stop loss below the zero,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to aim to get to the 61% or the 50%. Okay. All I'm doing is looking for impulses, and that's it.
Okay.
All right. It's easy because Bitcoin is one of the projects that I trade. She, Solana, and what's the fourth one? I think I said XRP.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Not
what I.
XRP. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the four I trade. Now, the reason why I trade those four, they got one of the highest liquidity.
Yes.
And here's a trick too. You actually can go to Chat GPT and get ask you, hey, can you list the top five cryptocurrencies that has the
Yep.
highest liquidity? And they'll give it to you. Now, I think there is a liquidity score. Um, where was the liquidity score at? Let me see something. Some places had a liquidity
Mm-hmm.
score. It might be another platform that I saw it at. Let's see, was it on this? There it is. All right,
Okay.
so you can find a liquidity score by individually clicking on one of your projects, and they got a liquidity score, and then you can read more about it, and
Okay.
it actually tell you. It has a whole entire section
Mm-hmm.
where it'll break down and give you the definitions and everything. So the new liquidity score from 0 to 1,000, with
Mm-hmm.
1,000 reflecting the most liquid of markets, and at zero the most illiquid, right? And so you see up here, you got 342, you got different ones, right? Um, so this will break it down to make sure how great the liquidity is, and then you can see on Bitcoin, it's so liquid, it's over 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very liquid, and this is on Binance. It's a liquid
Okay.
on Coinbase. It's 994. That's still pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now let's go type in maybe a project. Uh, let's go find. So let's just pick one. Let's see what their liquidity score is. Okay, there's a 458 on
Uh-huh.
here. But if you see how it gets down here, there's 100 something,
Mm-hmm.
147, 160, 61. You could find some issues with getting in and out. Well, it's easy to get
To
in,
get in, but getting
but it's
out. Yeah.
hard to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they will always let you buy. It's just that when it's time for you to sell, the question
Right.
you got to ask, well, who's going to buy it from you at that
Right.
price? Which brings us to another thing that I think people need to know about Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency is that prices are volatile. Is because crypto is not because of policy. It's not fully integrated into our legacy financial institutions.
Okay.
What I mean by that is when you look at your retirement,
Mm-hmm.
pensions, 401ks, IRAs, you are supporting liquidity for the stock market
Okay. Yep.
through your constant every 2 weeks investments through
Investment.
your portfolio for your retirement, right? Crypto has not gotten that support yet, but it's
Okay.
on its way. So what do I mean by that? If you take away those retirement accounts that are automatically invested every 2 weeks or every month into the market, then the stock market will look just like what crypto. It'll
Mm,
have these massive swings up and these massive swings down. It's
okay.
because you don't have the liquidity. So I hate to say it like this, but it's almost artificially propped up in a way
Mm,
that essentially re- people who are putting money away for retirement, you are funding exit liquidity. Because remember, if you're buying, who is selling to
okay.
you?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so when we're doing our 401ks and we're putting
Hmm.
money in, we are funding someone else's retirement. Remember, someone's retiring every single day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day. Well, but remember, if they got millions of dollars in their portfolio, well, how do they realize that so they can start extracting money out of the market? Well, we
Right.
got to have somebody putting money in as well too. So
Yeah.
if I got $300,000 worth of Home Depot and I'm on a schedule to do 2% a year and selling
Uh-huh.
off of that, well, who's buying? If I'm
Right.
selling it, it's going to be us who's continuously putting in the money each month,
Right. Right.
right? Crypto don't have that, remember? So
Yeah.
if they go up, it's like if the supply is not there or the demand is not there, it's
Hmm.
gonna it's gonna do that. Now the markets are getting healthier, but this is the reason why people see massive sell-offs. But they think that XRP or any of the other ones are crashing. They're not crashing. It's just that the dollar is getting weaker. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
stronger. The dollar is getting stronger when prices drop.
Yes.
When prices goes up, the dollar is getting weaker. And
Okay.
so everything you do, and I will be able to show on here, I'm going to show a chart where you're going to have Bitcoin versus, I want to say, I might find Amazon or Apple, and
Okay.
you're going to see that difference. But here we go right here. When we get back to this, you see we crossed 11.8. I'm supposed to be in the trade, stop loss below here.
Okay.
And my first target is going to be the 50%, and the second will be the 61.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Now watch
Okay.
this. If I would have got into this trade, let's see if they could do a bar replay,
Okay. Okay.
and I actually can hit the a simulated buy. So we right here. So let me see if I can do this. Yeah, let's do
And you guys that are listening to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, Audible, I would encourage you to head on over to my YouTube channel, see Journey with Dr. Alma Johnson. Then you'll be able to see the charts and what Eric is talking about for Bitcoin for what we're looking at now, the Fibonacci that he's speaking about as well, and how he's entering into a simulated trade right now. Thank you
so.
again, Eric. Uh-huh.
You're welcome. Sorry, I'm in the trade. I got everything set. All right. And let me just hit the it's on a 4 hour chart. So I'm just gonna hit it a little bit at a time.
Okay.
All right. So it's gonna be showing because I entered in a little late. I didn't get in right here, but I'm in. So I'm down. Uh I think it gave me a lot of everybody. If you're looking at this, I would never have this much money. This is simulated,
Yeah, this
so
is
it's like one
simulated.
point. Yeah, yeah, that's 1.9. Okay, so here's another thing. All right, so you see my stop losses down here.
Hmm.
All right, we're in profit. Now I can move in profit.
Hmm.
Hit confirm. All right, and so you can't see it, but I'm hovering over. If price comes back down, I still walk away with 380,000 if I
Right.
was
Because
trading.
you set your stop loss. Right.
Right. And I'm
Your
showing you what
protection.
I'm looking at of doing as a trader. If this is what I'm just looking for the same types of setup. So if I need an impulse, that's all I need, right? So we're protected on this.
Hmm.
Okay, boom, I got knocked out.
Right.
But you see what happened. But I could have left it down here, but we train ourselves just secure.
Right.
Secure. We good. We good to go. All right. So now we're back in the real time. All right. Um, here's another one. All right. Impulse. This is an impulse. Now I could do the opposite. Take it up here. What am I looking for? Let me take it back a little bit more so we can see. All right. There's an impulse, and I'm looking for what? 11.8. If price comes back across 11.8, I want to enter the trade to go short.
Hmm.
All right. And I'm looking between the 50 and the 61%.
Hmm.
Now, when you say, well, how do you know which one to take? It depends on if you are more impatient, you go to the 50. If you got a little bit, you can hold it, you go to 61.
Hmm.
And if you really got some guts, you can come on down to the rest of them. But I like to just stay within this area, and over time you just get a feel for it. A lot of times I will hold to get to the 61. But I found out that if I'm a little heavier than I'm normal, heavier means
Hmm.
that you're taking on a little bit more risk than normal. Then I would just stay around the 50. All
Hmm.
right. So here we go. We're gonna now hit the sell, and let's reduce this. Let's see how this goes. Let's do 100. Because I think they're giving me 500x leverage on this.
Hmm.
Go ahead. So we hit sell. All right. And my TP, I want to go down to the 61. All right. So this would be my TP, and I want my stop loss above right there. Hit firm and play. All right.
And some of you that don't know, taking simulated trades is quite all right. It's a great way to practice and sharpen up your game, your trading game. Eric is using, what is your platform?
This is
It's
Trading
Trading
View.
View. Okay, Trading
Mm-hmm.
View. And I
Yeah.
also linked to how you can follow him on Trading View. He is one that is very transparent, y'all. Very easy to follow, learn from. All you got to do is be teachable. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
our target was hit.
Yeah.
Our target was hit. You see how?
Oh, yeah.
So you just try to repeat that and
Hmm.
training yourself, and you clearly see all we're doing is Bitcoin. So guess what? Somebody on here, all you have to do is just trade Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If we're in the stock market, only thing I trade over there now is just the SPY.
Hmm.
Is that some people just do QQQs? You
Oh,
have
yeah.
because the S&P 500 or the SPY is one of the most liquid that you could trade in the markets. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's why people love it. They can get in and out,
In and out
and
real fast. Same
yeah,
thing with
and
NQ. Yep. Hmm.
yeah. So you could just specialize in that. And so what does that do? God is trying to get us to stop being so distracted. Like we
Ooh.
we we all are distracted. Like I'm
Yeah.
distracted. You like for instance, I got this book. It's open. It's called Contrary Investment Strategies, and
Uh-huh.
I've had this book for over a year, and I hadn't even got past 75, page 75. And look, I got this, I got this book, what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But because I've been distracted, you get the doom scrolling, you
Hmm.
know. you're doing scrolling and doing everything but what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, right.
It's just so that's why I'm starting a trading challenge tomorrow to be
Oh, okay.
on the 21st. And in that trading challenge, I know for me, like
Now,
uh
hold on a minute, Eric.
okay.
Trading challenge. When does that start? Because I've been hearing
Uh,
about it.
so it
But here
starts
I am,
Sunday.
main one, distracted, right?
Yeah, it starts Sunday tomorrow. I probably gonna have to like extend some days out because I know a lot of people probably forgot because I ain't really been like keep saying so. I probably extend let people trickle back in, but
Okay, okay.
yeah, it's because the way we're gonna do it is each week I created some short stories too to go along the journey, but
Okay.
it's helping through storytelling, but also as guided of what we're trying to do is we're trying to be consistent over a few things and
Mm-hmm.
just repeatedly doing it over and over and just monitoring how we respond to it.
Okay.
It's a challenge. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
be easy. So we're
Okay.
doing 60 days worth of a challenge of seeing can you trade one to maybe four at max and not and then one or two strategies and that's it. Can you do it and what would it look like at the end of 60? Because in the financial game, you got a lot of financial education that's out there. I mean, I get it, and some is great, some is not good, but most of it is us not doing the work. Because I tell
Okay.
people, I got like 7 or 8 courses on Udemy on other subjects that I haven't
Mm-hmm.
even touched.
Yeah.
So I get it. We're the information overload, and it's all about now just simplifying and just
Mm-hmm.
getting
Mm-hmm.
back to basics and say, okay, if I could just hone in, stop chasing everything,
Oh,
what would it
yeah.
look like when we do that? And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
let me see something. We're gonna do uphold ROI calculator. And I know that some people are gonna be listening, so they may not see it. But
Right.
I
But
really would
again, you can head
recommend
on over to
everybody.
the YouTube channel and you'll find it there. See
Yeah,
Journey with Dr. Alma Johnson.
yeah, you got to go watch the video so you really can understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what's the core SRP? What you want to look at? What you
Let's look at XRP because we've
okay?
done Bitcoin, Ethereum, but XRP because that's pretty hot
Right.
too. Hmm.
And we're gonna do something simpler. We're gonna do $10.
Okay.
Uh,
Now
let's
this is
do
called uphold.com. Okay. Hmm.
yeah. So they got an ROI calculator that allow you to go back in time
Okay.
and run simulations on had if you want to do $10 a month, $10 a week. All right. So we're gonna do $10 per week, and let's say we started for me. What was you first getting into crypto? You know the year?
2020.
Okay. Was it like
Oh
February,
gosh.
March?
I think it was probably August, September, around this time. Yeah. It was
All right.
fall.
So we'll do September. All right. And we're gonna go to September now.
Okay.
Okay. So let me move this out of the way so you can see the chart. All right. So if you bought $10 worth of XRP weekly
Yes.
from September 2020 to September 2025, you would have invested 2,660, but now it'd be worth $13,000
Yes.
as of today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just weekly of $10.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So when I like to come here to show once again, a lot of times we be distracted. We
Mm-hmm.
think we need a lot of capital, but it's just about being consistent and just
Yeah.
doing the work. So the same thing with trading is if you can just be consistent with just doing the same setup over and over and over and sticking with one or two assets instead of trying to chase 1,000 different things,
Right.
you would
Yeah.
have you would have fared better. And this is just being the worst case. You
Yeah.
know, imagine if you did $5 a week, all you have to do is just divide that by, two. You're
Yeah.
still well off.
Yeah. Because
You're
this $10 a week is 520 in a year. I mean, I
Yeah,
can think of a couple things that we spend well over, I mean, cable every month. That's well over,
exactly.
yeah.
Now let's see what it would look like if we did it by the month.
Uh-huh.
Just being modest.
Yeah.
And the stats show that let's look this up. Um, what percent of Americans have less than
10,000 in savings maybe or
no, we're gonna do less. We're gonna do 500
okay.
is approximately 49 to 50% of Americans have less than 500 in their savings account, according to a
49 to
2025.
50%.
Yeah, according to 2025 and 2024 surveys. This financial vulnerability is exacerbated by the fact that a significant portion of Americans are unable to cover
Oh
unexpected
yeah.
expenses, with recent reports showing that around 49 to 59%, I mean 40 to 59% people cannot afford a surprise $1,000 expense.
Oh, Jesus.
So if
Yeah.
we go back to this dollar cost averaging,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is $10 per month. You already just off of this. Hey, look, watch this. If
Yeah.
you want to, you can sell off half, and then now you out of that percentile
Mm-hmm.
just for your just for savings. And
Yeah.
this is just $10 per month.
That's a day at Starbucks. That's and I'm not even a Starbucky, but um, even laying off a Dunkin' Donuts. Cause laying
But
off a
look,
Dunkin' Donuts
matter
sound
of
like
fact,
it's a
if you think about it, if you got 30
right.
days in a month and the ten
Yeah.
dollars, it's like what is okay, let's do the math. Let's see. Uh,
I even saw it last night with a commercial. And the date of this recording, y'all, is September 20th. By the time you listen to it, it will be Tuesday, I believe the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. The 23rd, excuse me. So, but on the McDonald commercial, it says now $8 for a Big Mac meal. So just comparing $10 a month is where I'm trying to get to one meal currently now today at McDonald's in Las Vegas area. I don't know if that's countrywide, but $8 for one day and $10 per month. And yeah.
it come out to 33 cents per day.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow.
33. Now let's see what it look like if we did $1 per day.
Yes.
I want they do if they have daily. Yep, they got
Yep.
daily. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
So if you still listening, if she would have did or me, starting in September of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
all right, if we would have just do $1 per day, we have invested $1,827, and then the value would be $8,823.93.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you look at this chart, and this is what you really want to see. You want to see this is because this is what we call is the accumulation zone, and
Uh-huh.
this is the expansion. All right, and so this is where you should be scaling out to take
Okay.
some profit. And I think that's one of the questions. I don't know if we probably could go to it, probably could roll into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that one of the questions, like taking
Yeah, well, I
profit
have another
strategies?
question actually leading up to the tools and
Mhm.
so yes, however you want
Right.
to flow. Mm-hmm. About the
So,
tools and your
right,
strategies. You talked about fib. Now, however you want to flow,
right.
that's fine with me. Mm-hmm. That you use
So,
to know when to buy or sell.
mhm,
Crypto runs every day, especially with it running fast and every day. Mm-hmm.
right. So let's focus on a tier strategy. So
Okay.
what are tier strategies? Basically, every time Dr. Johnson buys, that
Mm-hmm.
becomes a tier. So essentially, even though this is a daily one, let's say we go back to the $10 per month. We know it's 12 months in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she just bought. 12 tiers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you did that since 2020, and it's 2025, so it's basically 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So she has essentially 60 tiers,
Oh wow. Yeah.
right? So then people ask, like, I ask people all the time. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna really throw in, and we're gonna put in um a car payment.
Okay.
So let's put $450 in per month.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And now the total value is
Mm.
$131,797 that she has. Now I want to take this and I want to see. I want to go back further. I want to show you when I started.
Okay.
So it's around April, I believe.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Yep. So now that's 4.9 million.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go back down to the regular. Let's see, what, $10 a month.
Uh-huh.
So $10 a month starting back in April is 109,804.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm showing you is that the earlier you start, so you start
Right.
delaying, we got something called diminishing returns. All right. So the more you delay the asset, so people don't realize Bitcoin, the last time Bitcoin 10x was in 2017.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hasn't 10x since, it's grown in value. It looks good on paper, but it's called a diminishing rate of return. It's because um, remember, it also takes more capital, more liquidity,
Mm.
more money to get it
Okay.
over the hump versus some of these other what we call altcoins. It doesn't need that. And so it's very important for people to understand that as you invest in crypto right now, you
Mm-hmm.
need to be looking at what is the rate of volatility of return
Okay.
versus something that's like that's a little bit what we call legacy. So it's the
Okay.
same thing with Disney. When was the last time we heard Disney do a 10x
Okay.
on a
Okay.
stock? Their legacy. I want people to look at the crypto to understand that most cryptos are in their teen years. Some
Okay.
are in their in the more the adolescence towards the bottom, and some are in their infancy. Where we remember when a child goes through the infancy on a toddler, they have rapid growth. All
Yes.
right. And
Spurs.
then it
Yep.
starts to taper off, and then when the testosterone and hormones hit, they hit another one in teen years, and
Mm-hmm.
they joke. But eventually, the rate of return as an adult, it starts to decrease. See, we
Okay.
have this exponential growth, but then we start to taper off. Now we get smarter, we get wiser, we learn
Mm-hmm.
all those things, but our bodies, it doesn't stay. It starts to diminish just a little bit.
Okay.
Your assets, they do the same.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They can get better at technology. They can evolve. They can do it, but there's certain things that because of what they're doing, it's going to be hard for them to replicate what they did in their earlier in your youthful years.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. I said, why didn't Michael Jackson break his own record of Thriller?
Okay. Yeah.
That people don't see that.
Yeah.
People don't see that. Like almost everything almost has a diminishing rate of
A
return.
return. Yeah.
Your son, the son that we have, you know what I'm saying? It's dying.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's
The
true.
son is the diminishing return
Yeah.
is there, right?
And
So it's no
it's so
different.
there's so many things that we can look at, not just with this, but thank you for bringing that up because yeah, that rate of return is important that for us to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what happens, it tricks people. They look at what it did before.
Mm,
Oh, I was
mm-hmm.
gonna do that again. Like, you don't know what was happening around that time.
Okay.
People
Yeah.
people look at Sheba like, oh man, if I just would have put even $1 in that, I could have been a millionaire. It's like, well, there's a lot of people who probably had millionaire status in their accounts, but could they have exited and got out?
Mm,
There was a liquidity. It looks good on paper. See,
yeah.
people don't see that. And so what happens is people understand start saying, why is it that when this coin gets on Coinbase, it started dropping in value and going
Hmm.
down? It's because those who decided to wait, they finally found some liquidity because
Oh,
there's
yep.
more people and they're selling off what they were in years ago.
Ago. Yeah.
It was in there years ago. They've just been waiting patiently. Now they finally found exit liquidity, and that's why you see things just drop, it's just dropping drastically. And you're like,
Hmm.
is this a scam? It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not a scam. It's just that there's no guardrails like in stocks. They have what they call lockup periods.
Okay.
Right. So when they do an IPO, they say, well, all the insiders, you have lockup periods. Why do they do that? So that the insiders don't dump on the
Mm.
retail. It's
Okay.
to
Okay.
it's to protect. Crypto is still in the form, I'm gonna say wild, wild west. It's emerging. It's a
Yes.
merging market. It's still trying to figure itself out. So it is a little bit riskier.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
I think that if people get in and study it, and that's why I use these small increments of money,
Hmm. Hmm.
$10, is to get you to show that the little man still can position himself.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if something doesn't go as planned, you can at least walk away and say, man, I was only doing $10 a month.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just, and then what's going to happen is you're going to get you're paying tuition. You're paying tuition every time you invest in this money. You're paying
Hmm.
tuition and you're learning. And what's going to happen is that when you are comfortable, when you have more money that you can put in, you have gotten the education. You're
Yeah.
going to now know what to do, where to go, where now to apply the pressure because
Hmm.
you've been in it instead of being like some who are just waiting for
Hmm.
something to just blow up and then they throw their money at the last minute and
Right.
they're playing with risk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you definitely want to be careful of that. But yeah, you like I said, if we go back and you see, look at that, $100 a month
Oh, yeah.
return to 1 million from there. Let's keep it simple. $25 a month,
Yeah.
$274,000. So now I always ask myself, what assets are like this now?
That was my next question. If someone listening right now wanted to take their first steps, you're right on target
Right.
into trading crypto. What's a safe and smart way to get started without feeling overwhelmed or yeah, overwhelmed, not knowing what to do? You're in that question right now. Go ahead, go for it, Eric.
So I would look at uh, I would look at how comfortable I would be doing $10 a month.
Yes,
Now
yes.
watch this. When I say $10 a month, that's just not on one asset. So you may say, I'm dedicated to doing $75 a month. And I recommend it if you have a spouse, you so we used to do we started out with like $25 every Friday. I
Uh-huh.
put in 25, she put into it. So that's 50 a week.
Okay.
And then as you get comfortable, you can increase it if you want to.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or you can do alternates. You can say, okay, this week your 25 will go in, mine will go in. So that's 100 for the month. So it's
Hmm.
different ways. But it's also learning how to um using like core market cap and going in and doing research and understanding the project that you're investing in. Do you
Okay.
see do you see a future in these particular projects?
Hmm.
So let's look at Hedera, right?
Okay. Okay.
And you could go to Core Market Cap and you see it has white paper right here.
Yes.
Now, the great thing about what Core Market Cap has done, they have integrated some form of AI assistance in it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they have a summary thing. They have a beginner, intermediate, and expert. So you can just pick the beginner and it'll break down what Hedera is. So it's a super efficient digital record keeping system
Hmm.
that aims to solve five big challenges in the blockchain world: speed, security, governance, stability, and following regulations. All right. So it breaks all that. You can read more all about it. All right. You can go to the website.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're doing deep research and understanding everything that they're trying to accomplish.
Uh-huh.
Now, since I'm here, here's what I want people to look at is this uh Hadera's council.
Mm.
And this lets you know where money is headed or evolved. All right. So look
Okay.
over here. You got auditing.
Oh yeah.
People look them up. Avery Dennison. All right. You
And
have Dell
Dale.
Technologies.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Deutsche. All
Mm-hmm.
right. IBM, Google.
I think Google is in everything.
Yep. LG.
Yeah.
Um, Ubisoft, which is
Okay.
gaming. All right. And then they got Y-Pro that just came in. So you have all the um, companies and they're sitting as counsel for Hedera. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And Hedera also has their ecosystem. All right. And under here, you can learn more about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, they have things like, let's see, let's go and look at, let's go back to the homepage and you can look at their use case. Let's see.
So you guys, just to let you know, we are not in connection or paid by any of these companies that we're referencing, Hedera, um, TradingView, any of the websites that we've mentioned or that I'm listing in the show notes, just to put that up front, so that you will know these things are open for anyone to go and view and see. So again, we're just here to help sow a seed.
Yeah, so they're doing stuff with real world technology. So you got the use cases up here. And so these are all the use
Mm-hmm.
cases of it. They got AI studio. They got asset tokenization studio. So meaning companies can go in and you can put your actual so if you own a house, you can
Mm-hmm.
tokenize your house and you can add it onto to their form of blockchain, which is a
Mm-hmm.
hash graph technology. All right. And so that's good. Uh, you see this right here, got real world tokenization
Oh
asset,
yeah.
data integrity, AI, consumer engagement, loyalty. So they got all these different functional use cases, and you can click on them and you can learn more about them. Right.
About what they're doing. Yeah.
So let's see. So you got RWA tokenization begins with Hedera, real world digital assets at scale. And so you got all these other companies that would integrate and use the technology. So remember in the beginning we talked about that parent company,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got all this come underneath. These are some of the use cases, and some people can now develop a token under Hedera and it be under their network. And to help some of you guys understand that, you can actually go to um you can go you can go here and you see you have networks right here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got all this there, Solana, and then more. You can click on all these. So these are all coins. These are the real coins. So you see Hedera. So let's
Oh
click on
yeah.
Hedera. And look, these are all the tokens that come under Hedera.
Oh yeah. Okay.
These are all theirs. All right. And then let's look at Ethereum. All right. So Chainlink, we talked about
Uh-huh.
early, Polkadot, Uniswap, World Liberty Financial. I think that's with Trump, right? I think that's
The
their
Trump coin. Yeah.
yeah. Yep. They're under Ethereum, Pepe, Undo, WorldCoin. Um,
Mhm.
it's a lot of these. So essentially, like I said, it's really looking at what use cases, what problem that in crypto we call
Mhm.
utility. What utility does these projects solve? Right.
Right.
And so that's going to help you determine how you want to invest in
Right.
monthly, weekly, or whatnot. And can you see that future being something that more people will want to utilize and do? And so it's really trying to put yourself ahead of the
Hmm.
crowd and just basically saying, okay, where where is the world going?
Right.
My job is to go there, build, and when they come, I sell them the keys or give them the keys to the land or
Right.
whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that mentality. So we and to be contrarian, it's hard to think outside the box. But I like to go back in time to train myself.
Yeah. Okay.
And then one of the ways you do that is what was I distracted from when Amazon was building
Ooh.
his empire? I knew we knew about it. What was happening when we knew about Netflix?
Oh my gosh.
Right? What was happening with Chipotle? We knew about Chipotle, but
Hmm.
what was happening? I did a study with a lot of my kids at the school. They like Crocs. So I
Yo.
went back in the
Yeah.
time and we looked at the stock for Crocs. It did magnificent. So I went back to the birth year of a lot of our students, and Crocs was like $11 and change, and then it went up to like $150.
Okay.
So I was like, what does that look like? You
Right.
know, I asked myself today, what are everybody being distracted on?
Right now. Yeah.
And that's and a lot of people they only come to crypto when it is popular, when the
Oh
news is
boy.
talking like that,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And so that gives me a little bit of edge of like, yeah, this is something that people are missing. And you want to look at infrastructure for AI. All right, electricity is a big thing that's harming AI, and so what you're going to start seeing too is that you're going to have a lot more decentralized servers being used uh, through people's computers, through
Okay. Yeah.
people's phones and devices, because they need the bandwidth, they need all that. It's because it's being expensive, is overloading the grid. That's one of the major problems that they're finding because AI is taking off so much,
Oh
but it's
yeah.
using so much energy. They're
Mm-hmm.
running out. It's like the grid cannot handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a form of who can solve that
That
problem.
problem. Yeah.
And then that's why you have uh, the Artificial Super Intelligent Alliance could be
Mm-hmm.
a good one to look into, but at the same time, to read up about it, go to
Mm-hmm.
the section. And like I said, it's a decentralized AI consortium.
Okay.
It's three companies that used to have their own crypto. They all merged into one.
Mm.
Yep. So
Okay.
they're looking to be the largest open source independent entity of AGI. And AGI is the next evolution of what people are looking for when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
they got their
I
white
was
paper.
just a part of an online excuse me event
Mhm.
for energy and what you're talking about. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's massive. I know it's going to feel overwhelming. Like you said in the beginning, it's thousands of
Mm-hmm.
crypto. If you can look up here at the top left, uh, if I do this, we know they changed it. So let's see if I
Yeah.
can find it. It used to give you how many cryptos were in existence. Like they moved it. I gotta go do some more research, see where they moved it to. See if it's over here. One. Um, let's see. Film, yeah, they might have moved
Yeah.
it, but it's well over 100,000 cryptocurrencies that are out there. Oh, okay, they're out here. Oh, I'm off the mark.
Wow. Millions.
21.6 million cryptos. 852 exchanges, market cap 4 trillion. So none of us can process that 21 million.
Yeah, that's
So
a lot.
don't. So it's gonna take time.
Yeah,
When I mean
it'll take
time,
some time.
you gotta read. You gotta just. I like to use YouTube. I really
Yeah.
do. I go in, I type in a project, and there's gonna be people that are dedicated to
Hmm.
one or two projects. That's all they do.
That's
They
all
talk
they
about
do.
XRP, I'm sorry, ZBET. They talk about just Hardera, and they
Hmm.
just put all their all. And those are people who are focused. Remember, I'm talking about sometimes we're distracted.
Hmm.
We can be all over the place, but they've learned that hey, if I could just hone in and become an expert in this one thing, I'm good to go.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
that's what I like about your YouTube channel also.
mhm,
You will break things down. It doesn't take a whole lot, y'all. I mean, he gets
yeah,
in there and gets right out. I'll post the link for his YouTube channel as well. Um, but yeah, it may feel overwhelming, but if you like he's saying, if you just focus on the one, two, maybe three, I think you said in the beginning, no more than five was
yeah,
a good number. Yeah. So this
hmm
this is this has all been great, Eric. Thank you for sharing and sharing your
hmm
screen, um, sharing your knowledge and what you know. Um,
hmm
how can we
Thank you.
get in contact with you? Because you shared so much with us, and y'all, it goes so much deeper than
Yeah,
this. I mean, he really breaks down the white papers. I just appreciate you for all of
all
these
right.
things. How do we get in touch with you? How can we connect with you?
So, it's the website,
Mm-hmm.
um, darkhhorseinvestor.com. So I am on there. Um, and then we got the Horse Investor Facebook group
Okay.
as well too. So you just type that in on the Facebook group
Okay.
as well, and then I'll pull up YouTube.
And I'll link this too as well because there is a copycat out there, y'all. It's not
Really?
Eric. So
Oh, I got a copycat. Hey,
you
I didn't
gotta,
even know.
yes, 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 you
Oh
have a
man.
copycat. It's
So
they have the same similar name, but it when you go to it, it's nothing. So I don't want anybody to
got you.
be
So yeah. So this is. Let me actually go to.
your actual page. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put this, but then actually do this. Here it is. So
Just so
yeah.
you
So
can
here's.
see Dark Horse
Yeah.
Investor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, just go. I go over certain strategies, certain
Yes.
crypto projects. Um, since I'm a contrarian, so I identify certain things. Like I did the Pentagon Pizza Index.
Hmm. Hmm.
I try to find things that people aren't aware of as well
Yeah.
too. So they get that as well. And I will be pumping out a lot more
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
videos, especially around looking up projects
Hmm.
people aren't aware of, um, like this ZBet network. I like that one a lot.
Okay.
So I think that's a good one to look at for anyone as
Yes.
well.
Yeah. If you're interested, if you want to connect, I've been following and walking along, or he's been walking alongside of me. I should say it that way. Since 2020, very, very grateful. And just today, just to let everybody know about crypto and how does day trading really work. This is what we're sowing. This is the seed we're sowing today. Eric, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
taking your time. Thank you to your family, for allowing you to have this time available. And is there anything else you want to share with the audience about anything?
I'm thankful for you believing in me and trusting me. So yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
appreciate y'all. But yeah, just I just been locking in and
Yes.
um, try to eliminate the distractions
Yes.
and just move forward in that and I just think that's a big theme for a lot of us, just that overcoming self-sabotage and distraction and just getting locked in and just staying the course. So, yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us here on the Seeds of Transformation podcast. Take care, y'all, and stay blessed.
Stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for another episode on the Seeds of Transformation podcast with Dr. Allma Johnson, episode 85, with our special guest today, Mr. Eric White. If you'd like to actually see the market playback live, head over to the Seed Journey with Dr. Allma Johnson YouTube page. While you're there, don't forget to give your feedback and drop a comment on today's episode. I'd really love to hear from you. And don't forget to get connected for the challenge with Eric White that'll help you grow in your day trading journey. It's a way to put what you've learned into action. Remember, stay focused, keep building, and as always, keep growing in all things of God.